forgot to ask you something earlier. I heard you speaking last night, and you were talking about your family that you grew up in, and your mom was a choir director. Tell us a little bit about your family.
My family is awesome, first of all. I love them very much. It's like the one sucky part about touring is that you don't get to see them as much. But my mom is the choir director at their church, and my dad, when he was little, he did a lot of the kids' music at church, but then also when I was 10, they started a musical theater that ran for 20 years. And so we were like the ushers. We would go to rehearsals and sleep on these little gym mats we brought at night. Like, we were super involved in, like, not like actually helping, obviously, because we were 10, but being around the theater. And so it's cool. It's me and my brother, and I have a sister and older brother too. So
I bet that was a huge influence on your music.
Oh yeah, actually, I actually wrote a murder mystery at one point for them that they performed. That was in college, and then I sat in a couple of their bands for the musicals as I got a little older. Not starting out. You should never do that when you're in 5th grade. Violin sounds very bad at the beginning. It takes a while.
Everyone is like
Yes, every single person sounds terrible for the first couple of years. So yes.
So now you're married and you're traveling with your husband Paul.
Yep.
How is it being with your husband all the time?
It is good. It is awesome. I mean, we love each other. And at the end of the day, it's always like, oh, I really love this guy, and we still think each other is cute, but I would be lying if I didn't say we have moments of friction throughout traveling.
I certainly hope so.
Yes.
It'd be weird if you didn't.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a good adventure. We're still learning. When I got married to Paul, I was just teaching fiddle lessons in Duluth, and I never planned on touring. And then to be doing it full time as like coworkers, basically, it was a very, very dramatic shift for us. So we're learning. 3 years in, I think we're doing pretty good at it, but we have areas we could both improve, obviously. I could backseat drive a lot less. I will admit that. It's terrible, but it's true.
So when you're touring in other countries, do you rent a vehicle? Do you take trains? How do you get around in Europe?
We do take trains, because trains are actually pretty accessible for wheelchairs if you call ahead, and they're not too tricky. I think our next tour, we might actually have someone drive us, only because we ran into a lot of issues with accessible taxis not being available at night, late at night, and so we walked through the rain for like 2 miles one time, and it was just with all our bags, and it's, because people don't realize that just because there's accessible taxis during the day doesn't mean they necessarily are available at night, and so that was kind of stressful, but on the other hand, every time we go over there, even though it's much more chaotic than having your own car, we've met so many cool people that I definitely want to go back, but I think we might change up our transportation. But the train is so beautiful. If you go for a vacation, that is definitely the way to travel. Maybe not if you have to make a show and you just missed your train,
Right.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to end with a song called Dark to Light.
Yes.
And Dark Again.
Yep, it's a long title. Muscles, nerves, and skin and bones, they carry us on our journey home. Day by day, they sustain us in the end. They betray us, but our bodies, they never fully contain us. We rise above that matter which seeks to detain us from the truth, from the love, from each other, from
say thank you to the Arts Council, to Novant and Wake Forest Baptist Health, and most of all to Gaelynn Lee for being with us tonight. Put your hands together for Gaelynn.